You, Hyungs and Anis, brothers and sisters. Today we'll be talking about day 20 to 30 of the consistency challenge. This is going to be the last video I'll make on this. Now, just to recap, I started the consistency challenge so I can be consistent. That's in the name, obviously. Challenge, I'd say, you can say it's a fail, but at the end of the day, the only thing we do is win or learn. So I learned from this. I wasn't consistent all the way through. And for the last 20 to 30 days, I was not consistent all the way through as well. Overall, there were good days and bad days, like always in life. But I learned. And today, I just wanted to show you and share with you some of the lessons I learned. Now, I don't have footage, I don't have B-roll, but there are definitely some important lessons I want you to take away from my experience. So, one of them is being egotistical. Now, it's not in the way that you think. It's not in the way that I think that I was better than anybody else, because that mentality, long gone from me. It's been years since I thought like that. The thing is, I just set a very high standard for myself, and I think it's very important to set a high standard for yourself. Otherwise, you're never going to work hard. But it's also just as valuable to celebrate those small wins, even though they're not up to your standard. If you're trying to be consistent, if you're trying to just get started, and your goal is to become the best at what you do, sure, it's important to have high standards, but you got to realize you're coming from a place where you didn't have anything at all. Because I came from a place, I came from a place where I was rotting in bed all day. That was the place I came from. You have to realize, any win, even just walking, you just walk outside for a minute, take a drink, a water, anything is better than what you experienced just then. So you have to remember to celebrate your small wins. You have to remember to reaffirm that positivity. Otherwise, you're always going to be miserable, hustling and grinding. And where's your life in that? Because we all hear about the hustlers. Or they reach success, they retire early. But have they really succeeded? Because they're never really happy. They're never really happy because they're miserable inside. Miserable inside because they'll never reach the standard that they set for themselves. They are never content with themselves. And that's not a good place to be. You want to be at a satisfied place. You want to be at a place where, sure, you want to keep growing, but also be satisfied. Be self-loving. Remember that this is all for you, okay? Now, the next lesson is that, the next lesson that I've learned is that self-love is always more important than discipline. Now, discipline is a form of self-love. I'd call it the strongest, the highest form of self-love, where you're putting off the pleasures of now for something greater later on. It's giving yourself everything that you've always wanted for yourself. Now, why do I say this? Why do I say that self-love is more important than discipline when discipline is preached so much? Because sure, we can be disciplined. We take it on a surface level, that we just need to work hard. But we never understand that it's for the love of ourselves. We never understand that we're not actually doing it just for the sake of self-improvement. Because for the sake of self-improvement, what are you self-improving for? You need to have a reason for you to improve. You need to have that self-love within you. to improve. Because if you don't have a reason, you'll feel miserable. You'll feel burnt out. You won't be consistent. Because when you hit those tough times and you don't have that motivation, that external motivation, yeah, I want to get that dream physique. Yeah, I want to get this amount of money. When you don't have this external motivation, you'll always fall into the bad habits. You'll always try to find a way to escape the pain that you're feeling, because you don't have a reason to be disciplined. You don't have a reason to love yourself. No, you haven't learned to love yourself. Because we should love ourselves. There's always a reason to love ourselves. Because we deserve it. In this cruel world, you weren't chose to be born. You didn't ask to play this game of life. But one thing you can do is learn to love yourself. Because there comes a time where no one else will. There comes a time where you're the only person you can fall back on. Even if no one else believes in you, that's fine. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. I'm not going to sound like the average motivational speaker, but actually, believe in yourself. What's the point of hating yourself though? You're all in this life together. You're the only one living this life. What's the point of hating yourself anymore? Because the first step in actually enjoying your life, the first step in actually making progress in doing anything, is changing your external side of things. Not external, but your internal side of things. The first step is actually liking yourself. Because we always think that our problems are going to be quickly solved if we just improve externally. No. We can even see this on a systematic level. Governments trying to fix things on external level. Wars happening. All this violence around us in this world is oh so more prevalent. Anyone could see it. Even a baby isn't blind to the violence in the world. But it comes down to humans on the inside. It comes down to the changes that we have on the inside. Because without ever changing the love for yourself, then you'll never love your life. Because who is living your life? Is you. And if you never learn to love yourself, you will never learn to love your life. And that's why you always say, my life is boring. That's why you say, I hate my life. Yeah, I hate my life. I used to think that way as well. But no amount of hating yourself will ever turn into self-love. I had to learn that the hard way. But yeah, those were the main lessons that I've learned within this consistency challenge. I don't want to make this video too long. If you've watched up to this end of the video, then I really thank you. For these challenges, I named them arcs because it's Hyung's and Honey's arc. It'd be cool to have mini arcs, such as the consistency challenge. I'd say this is the consistency arc. Get it? Nah, you don't. But whenever I do these again, one thing I've reflected back on is that I should have planned way more thoroughly. Instead of uploading daily, which is way too tight-packed for my schedule, I should have uploaded one video weekly. Get what I mean? And that just made me burn out. And that's what led me to stop uploading for 2 weeks. I got burnt out from uploading every single day, from working on these videos every single day, even though I didn't really want to. Sure, I love being consistent on making videos. Videos is a hobby that I love to do. But there only comes a time and place for it. So in the future, I'll plan it way better. I'll upload videos weekly if I'm being on these arcs. I'll also plan it out. And future plans, I want to get a mic. I want to get a camera, like I said in the community post. But yeah, anyway, if you watched up to this end of the video, then I think the next video will be the acne effect. Ooh, I want to make it quick while I still have acne, because I usually have clear skin. It's just that I've been breaking out recently since I ate some processed food and all that. But anyway, I thank you all and see you all. Thank you for 92 subscribers. Those people at my schools who subscribed. I honestly don't know why you're subscribing, but yeah. See y'all.